All right, if you want to get swole, you're gonna have to do a lot of this and this, but it's also nice to have some snacks, and of course we want to skip the junk food, and some of the healthy choices don't really pack a lot of protein, so that's where today's recipe comes in. Introducing 35 grams of protein, delicious, easy to make nutritional yeast chips. Okay, this is not gonna be a long video because this recipe is ultra easy. All you're gonna need is some flour, some nutritional yeast, and some herbs and spices. That's it. So we're gonna get out a mixing bowl, slap it on top of a food scale if you got one. I'm using the same trusty ancient one I've used for like 5 years now, and we're just gonna measure out 165 grams of flour, which is the same as 1.375 cups of flour. So basically just under a cup and a half. Don't sweat the details. Then we're gonna put a half cup of nutritional yeast in there, which is 44 grams, I believe. We're gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil in there, then a quarter teaspoon each of rosemary, sage, and black pepper. These are gonna give it some really good aromatic flavor, but you could skip this if you don't have any of those. Finally, we're gonna add a half tablespoon of salt and a half cup of cold water. Now we're gonna take a fork and we're gonna mix this until it turns into a rough dough. And then using our clean hands, we're gonna knead it for about 2 to 3 minutes. We don't have to go crazy with it, just enough to incorporate the whole dough into one. Now we're just gonna let the dough rest so that the gluten can set. Now this is such a tasty dough, you could basically say that it's alive. So you wanna make sure it doesn't run off the counter. Oh, just let it rest, just rest. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. Just rest, just relax. Ooh, just stay there, dough. You're gonna be delicious. Relax. Now that it's gotten a good nap, you are just going to cut off roughly a third of the dough and using a rolling pin, roll it as thin as you can. Now, the trick is, the thinner it is, the better snap and crisp that you're gonna get out of it. If you let it stay a little thicker, it's gonna be more like a pita chip than a crisp, but that's also really good. So just whatever happens, it's gonna work out. Now watch here, this took me a couple times to figure out, but there's a knife strategy. Basically just rotating the knife angle, you can quickly cut out a bunch of triangle shapes. Now, if this is really difficult, it does not matter. You can cut whatever shape you want. You could cut your pet dog shape out of it. Whatever, it's gonna be just fine. So we're gonna line the cooking sheet with these and make sure that they aren't touching or overlapping. And then you're gonna put these in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 230 degrees Celsius for all you non-Yankees out there. After that 5 minutes, we're gonna take them out and we're gonna flip them. Now you could probably use like a spatula or something, but I never do anything that adds inconvenience, of course, so I'm burning my fingers instead. Cool. Nice, Brian. Now you're gonna finish these off for another 2 to 5 minutes. You're gonna really wanna watch them now because they can quickly burn. And here's what I mean. Here's an example of some that I let go a little too far, definitely a little bit too burnt. Then there are some how I like them, a little bit over crispy. And then here's some how they really should be, yellow with a little bit of brown in there. It's gonna be crispy, but not burnt at all. And that is it. The texture, the flavor, the macros on these are ridiculous. You can either just save them and eat them plain as a snack, as chips, or you can dip them into guacamole or hummus. It is so bomb. Simple as that, nutritional yeast chips. I'm telling you, they are ridiculously good. I do not know why this isn't a thing already, but we, right now, are making this a thing. I know some of you guys out there are lazy chefs. I used to be one of you. Try these once, you're gonna make them all the time. How could you not? The whole batch, which I've already eaten a little over half of, the whole batch has over 35 grams of protein, and obviously they are a really good alternative to actual chips, which have basically no protein and have a ton of fat. So this has actually been a problem for some of my clients who are addicted to snacking. So speaking of which, that's why I made this recipe. I've actually also been working on a new recipe book for quite a long time that I'm finishing this week. So celebration for me, I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna be releasing this new recipe book first only for my coaching clients for quite a while to see if there's anything I really want to fine tune or change. And hey, since summer's coming up, if you want to get in the best shape of your life, or you want to stop BSing yourself and push through that goal that you're always setting but never getting, this can be your wake-up call. I get people results. I've been coaching people for a long time, over 1,000 people now. You could probably end up finding, workouts, and you could probably find diets online. You could probably stumble through to see results in a year or so, or we could just work together and you could skip wasting that time and you could skip wasting that money. You and me can get results in a quarter of the time. I'm just saying. Send me a DM that says results in the DM in my Instagram. It's Brian Turner Official. You and me can talk. We'll see if I'm the right coach for you. If you're the right client for me, make it happen. Quick though, because I only got 5 people in this next group that I'm taking. I just wanted to mention it here and give those of you who watch me on YouTube first dibs, because YouTube is where my heart lays. I'm a YouTuber at heart. I'm an Instagrammer second. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this recipe, if you want to see more recipes like this, give this video a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm push this out to way more people. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you in the very next episode, which will be a first van life episode. Very excited. I'll see you guys then.
CT, heavy.